Welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. Here is Sumakant Patra, PhD scholar, Department of Physics, IIT Bombay. Here I am to discuss the different questions from BARC written exam for the scientific post. Okay, so as you know, you did not get any questions regarding BARC written exam from any source or any internet. Okay, basically it's not available in the internet. So that's why the students are getting difficulties to get the question regarding the BARC written examination from BG physics section. Okay, so as I appeared the exam last year, so I thought I have to discuss the different questions that were asked previously with all of you so that you will be benefited. So first of all, I would request you all of you to kindly subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share as much as possible, so I can be connected with more number of students at a time. Okay, so keep support and subscribe my channel. So let's start the session and discuss the different questions from physics that were asked in BARC written exam for scientific officer group A. Okay, so the first question is like that. The first question is very much interesting and it's for hyperfine structure. The question is like that: for the sodium atom, the nuclear spin is 1/2. If the total angular momentum of the orbital electron is 3/2, then what will the number of hyperfine structure you will get? Okay, so the question is very direct you can say. So the total angular momentum of the orbital electron J is equal to 3/2. It is given. Okay, and the nuclear spin of the sodium atom is given 1/2, that is I is equal to 1/2 is equal to the nuclear spin. Okay, so the number of hyperfine structure will be F equal to I minus J to I plus J. Okay, in the step of 1, so it will be 1 minus 2 minus 3/2 to 1/2 plus 3/2. So the possible state will be 1 and 2. Okay, so there will be two number of hyperfine structure splitting will be there. So the correct answer will be plus 2. Okay, so this is the answer for the question. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is very much direct. The question is like that: the hyperfine structure splitting occurs due to. So it's very much fundamental. You all know hyperfine structure splitting occurs due to the nuclear spin interaction with the orbital angular momentum J. Okay, so there is a I J coupling. Okay, this is I is the nuclear spin and J is the total orbital angular momentum of the electron. Okay, so there is a IJ coupling for which there is a hyperfine structure splitting is there. So the correct option will be the existence of nuclear spin. So nuclear spin is responsible for the hyperfine structure of the atom. Okay, of the spectral line. So move to the next question. The next question is one of the most important question you can say. The question is, what is the ratio of intensity between sodium D1 and D2 line? As you know, for sodium D1 and D2 line, how we get it is exactly this is the 2p 3/2 state and this is the 2p 1/2 state and this is the 2s 1/2 state. Okay, so when there is a this is the 2s 1/2. Okay, so when there is a transition like this from 2p 3/2 to 2p 1/2, 2p 1/2, 2s 1/2, though we get the sodium D1 and D2 line. This is the D1 line, this is the D2 line. Actually D1 is the 4 number of line and D2 is the 6 number of line. This is the 6 number of line. Okay, this is the 6 number of line. So the question is asking about the intensity ratio. So for the D1 line it will be 2 into 1/2 plus 1 by, for D2 it will be 2 into 3/2 plus 1. So the ratio will be 2/4 or equal to 1/2. So the correct option will be answer 1/2. So the option B will be the correct answer for the intensity ratio for D1 and D2 line. Okay, so it's the most important question. Okay, so the next question is like that: what is the partition function? The question is from statistical mechanics. Okay, so what is the partition function for the two boson of occupying two energy level 0 and E? So there is the two energy state, that is 0, and other excited state is E. Okay, and you are two identical boson. Okay, two boson. So what will the number of possible configuration for the system? So the two boson can occupy the energy state 0. Okay, simultaneously. Also they can occupy the energy state E also. Okay, So also we can arrange one in the energy state E and other is the energy state 0. Okay, so this is the three possible configuration for the two boson in the two state 0 and E. So what will the total energy of the system in this arrangement? First arrangement total energy is 0, in second arrangement total energy is 2E, and in third arrangement total energy is E. So what will the partition function? Generally partition function is equal to summation Gi e to the power minus beta ei. This is the canonical partition function. So what will the answer? It will be 1 plus e to the power minus 2 beta e plus e to the power minus beta e. Okay, so the option will be, correct option will be 1 e to the power 1 plus e to the power minus 2 beta e plus e to the power minus beta e. So the correct option will be option C, 1 plus e to the power minus beta e plus e to the power minus 2 beta e. Okay, so it's the question from statistical mechanics regarding partition function. So move to the next question. Okay, so the next question is one of the important traditional question, you can say. The question is like that there is a 3 spin half particle. Okay, so there is a 3 spin half particle in an infinite potential well of the length L. So this is the infinite potential well of length 0 to L. So this is the infinite potential. Okay, and you have 3 spin half, 3 spin half particle, spin is equal to 1 by 2 of the particle. Okay, then find the ground state energy of the system in term of s square pi square by 2m L square. So let's arrange the particle in the possible state. As the spin is equal to 1 by 2, so number of particle can occupy energy state will be 2s plus 1, which is equal to 2. That means you can place maximum 2 particle at a particular energy state. So there will be 2 particle in the state E1. Okay, this is the energy ground state energy E1, and this is the excited state, fast excited state energy E2, and 1 particle in the energy state E2. So this is the possible configuration, that is 2 spin half particle or opposite spin half particle in the state E1 and the third particle in the energy state E2. So total energy will be 2E1 plus E2. So energy will be 2E1 plus 4E1, okay, because En equal to n square of E1. Okay, so total energy will be 6E1. So E1 equal to h square by pi square, h square pi square by 2ml square. So the total energy will be 6 h square pi square by 2ml square. So the question is asked to write the answer in term of h square pi square by 2ml square. So the answer will be option 2, that is 6. Okay, so move to the next question. So the next question is from electrostatic. Okay, the question is very interesting. So the 3 equal charge of charge q are placed at the 3 corner of a square of length a. Okay, so the length of the square is a. So suppose you have a square of length a, this is a, this is a, this is a, and this is a. Okay, and you have 3 charges at the 3 corner. This is q charge, this is q charge, and this is q charge, and you what will the electrostatic potential at the 4th corner of the square. That's it. What will the electrostatic potential in this corner? So as you know, electrostatic potential V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Okay, so what is the potential for this charge? It will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by a. What will the potential for this charge? This distance will be root 2a. Okay, this is a right angle triangle and this is the hypotenuse, so it will be root 2a. So what will the potential for the charge q? This charge q, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by root 2a. What will the potential for this charge? It will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by a. So total potential of the system will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by a. If we take common q by a, it will be 2 plus 1 by root 2. Okay, so this will be the correct answer for the question. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is from also electromagnetic theory, you can say, or relativity also. So the question is like that: which quantity is invariant from the Lorentz invariant? Which quantity is invariant or under Lorentz transformation, or you can say the which is the Lorentz invariant quantity? As you know, charge is always a Lorentz invariant quantity. Okay, That means if you change the frame, it will remain same, q is equal to q prime. Okay, and e square minus b square also a Lorentz invariant quantity. That means e square minus of b square is equal to e prime square minus of b prime square. That means this quantity does not changing under frame transformation. If you are observing this quantity from other frame, okay, the quantity will remain invariant. So the option C is A also correct and B also correct. So the correct option will be the option C. So option C will be the correct answer to the question. Okay, so move to the next question. The question is from mathematical physics. Okay, this question is from mathematical physics. The question is given that the matrix A is equal to 1 2 5 1. Okay, it is a 2 2 matrix. Okay, and the matrix A 1 2 5 1 will satisfy which of the following equation? This is the most important question from Clay Hamiltonian principle. This is the question from Clay Hamiltonian principle. Okay, this is the Clay Hamiltonian principle. So as you know from Clay Hamiltonian principle, every matrix should obey its characteristic equation. Okay, every matrix should obey its characteristic equation. So what will the characteristic equation for the matrix A? That is A minus A, that is A minus lambda I equal to 0. So let's calculate the characteristic equation for the given matrix. That is 1 minus lambda 2 5 1 minus lambda determinant is equal to 0. So the answer will be 1 minus lambda square minus 10 equal to 0. So if you erase this portion. Okay, if you use solve this equation, you will get a 1 plus lambda square minus 2 lambda plus minus this is minus 10 is equal to 0. So the equation will be lambda square minus 2 lambda minus 9 equal to 0. So the this is the characteristic equation that A should obey. That means we can replace lambda by A. So it will be A square minus 2A minus 9 equal to 0. So which will be the correct answer? The correct option will be option A. So A at A square minus 2A minus 9 equal to 0. This is the equation, that is the characteristic equations that matrix A should obey. This is Clay Hamiltonian principle. Okay, so this is also the question that almost come many times in the net and get question. Okay, so this is one of the important and interesting concept question. Okay, this is from statistical mechanics. The question is like that: if two systems A and B have microstate P and Q respectively, the system is A. One system is A system and the other system is B. This is the thermodynamical or statistical system, you can say. Okay, the microstate of the system A is equal to P and the microstate of the system B is equal to Q. And the entropy of the system M and N respectively. The entropy of the first system A is equal to M and the entropy of the second system B is equal to N. So total entropy of the system what will be the total entropy and total microstate of the system? As you know, total microstate of the system is a product of individual microstate of the system. Okay, so it will be P and Q. Okay, sorry, this is not A and B. This should be replaced by P and Q. Okay, so by mistake I write A and B. It should be P and Q. Okay, so total entropy of the total microstate of the system should be P and Q. And as you know, the entropy is a additive quantity. So total entropy should be the S1 plus S2. That means here M plus N. Okay, so M plus N should be the total entropy of the system and P and Q should be the total microstate of the system. What will be the correct option? The correct option will be option B. This is correct option will be option B. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is from crystallography, solid state physics. Okay, so the question is like that: if a plane intersect the crystallographic axis at A, 2B and C, okay, this is the intercept along the different basis vector A and B and C. What is the corresponding Miller indices HKL for the given plane? Okay, that means a plane is you can say this plane is intersect the crystallographic axis A, B and C at A, 2B, at 2B and C. Okay, so what will the Miller indices? As you know, there is a specific method to determine the Miller indices. So first of all, we have to take the reciprocal of the intersect. Okay, so it will be A by A, it will be B by 2B and it will be C by 3C. So it will be 1 by 1, 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay, so let's erase it. Okay, so next what will indicate? That means now we have to take the LCM of this quantity 1 2 3. What will the LCM? It will be 6. Okay, what will the LCM? It will be 6. Now multiply this 6 with the individual fraction. That means it will be sorry, this is C by C, because the intersection is C. The intersection point of over C is C. So C by C. This will be C by C. Okay. So now this will be 1 by 1. This will be 1 by 1. Now multiply, the LCM will be not 6. The LCM will be 2. The LCM will be 2. Okay. Now multiply this LCM 2 with individual fraction. So it will be 2, 1 and 2. So the Miller indices corresponding to the plane will be 2, 1, 2. So option C will be the correct option. Okay. So this is the question from solid state physics. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session and got the important question from previous year BARC written exam for scientific officer from physics discipline. So this is the part 1 in which I just explained the 10 question. So in the next video I will explain the remaining questions in the session. Okay, so stay tuned, keep supporting, share my channel, subscribe my channel and like my video. Okay, thank you so much.